A mysterious mark appears without explanation. Who will see it first? In the Twilight Zone episode, The Purple Testament, a soldier begins to see an eerie glow on the faces of his fellow men, a glow that no one else can see. And every time he sees this glow, that person dies. It's a haunting glimpse into fate, foreknowledge, and the burden of knowing the end before it comes. But what if this strange phenomenon isn't just fiction? What if people are still being marked today, and no one understands why? In this reading, we'll ask the cards, who's being marked, why now, and what might follow once the sign appears. Let's see what comes through. Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time on my channel. We're going to hop right into this Twilight Zone inspired episode 19. Question 1. Who or what appears to be marked by an unseen force? So let us use the oracle first, because truly it cares nothing about what I think. It gives its own truth. And then afterwards we will be pulling some tarot to get a few more details. So who or what appears to be marked by an unseen force? The Princess Bride. I'm taking this to mean there are many different people that are being marked. And this card seems to have a little bit more. It doesn't seem to matter what they look like, what race they might be, whether they're tall or short, whether they're in love or not. It's not showing any particular reason that these particular people are being marked. So maybe we'll get a little bit more here. So many different people. Whoa. Love Train. Well, it appears at first glance here that these excuse me, that these people may be being marked as some kind of universal solution to something here. And since this card is called Love Train, maybe these people are the ones who are going to lead the collective movement, bringing love and hope. So let's see what further information we can get. We have Going My Way. Looks like people have the right or free will to choose to go with this movement or not to go with this movement. Those, I don't know about the ones who have been marked. I'm not sure about them, but for the general public, those who have not been marked for sure, they have free will. They can do whatever it is that they wish to do. Hunger Games. I feel like with the Hunger Games and Going My Way, when I say that people have free will, it's almost as though if they don't follow the marked, okay, the ones who are doing the movement, then somehow or another they're not protected. So they may end up going through some pretty major hardships in whatever is up and coming. Devil Woman. Yeah, whatever. This is a forewarning, apparently. A forewarning to something that's going to be taking place. Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, and let your love flow. And if you can hear that strange squeaking kind of noise, I'm sorry about that. There is a bird who built her nest in our chimney, right above the flue in the fireplace. And when she comes to feed them, they make quite a lot of noise. She's fallen into the fireplace a couple of times. I've had to reach in, get her, take her outside, let her go. And she goes back in to feed them, so I know she's okay. They're not supposed to be able to get in the chimney, but I think the wire mesh on top must have a hole in it or something, so she managed to build. So that's what you're hearing, and you'll probably hear it more than once through this video. All right, so yes, this is a forewarning. And to some, it's going to seem absolutely ridiculous. They're not going to believe one iota that this is even possible. For others, they're going to get in tune with this love train, with those who are marked, and get in tune with this love train and embrace it, because it says let your love flow. They understand that that is probably their best option, even though they're not really given an option. I mean, it's not like somebody walks up and says, okay, I've been marked. You need to either get on the love train or you're going to go through some hardship. What do you want to do? Nobody's going to do that. It's going to be certainly a gut instinct. So let's see what tarot has to add here. All right, so we have Ace of Wands. Yeah, the mark is being given to those who have a specific kind of spark. Something that sets them apart from everybody else when it comes to this love train. Let's see what more they've got here. 5 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is saying they've given up a chaotic way of thinking. They're very peaceful individuals. They understand the power of love and the spirit of hope. And they feel like that is literally the universal solution. So they have calmed the mind, so to speak. They've passed over the chaos of the mind and no longer are subject to that. 3 of Cups. Yeah, there's going to be those who choose to continue going their own way, partying with friends, doing whatever it is that they want, whatever they choose to do, and that's how it's going to be for them, for the general public. Of course, again, we've got the Hunger Games, but we've also got the 9 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords is all about anxiety and worry and just nightmares. So those people who go their own way may find themselves in this kind of situation. King of Cups. Yeah, this is a forewarning about manipulative energy. Something that is going to probably take these people who choose not to join the love train, these people, into a place that is much opposite to the King of Cups. King of Cups is like the ultimate love card, the ultimate intuition card. So people are going to be forewarned before anything takes place. And they have a choice between choosing love or not. Being in a very powerful place if they do. Being protected. And with Uncle Albert and Admiral Halsey, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, this is for those people to think it's absolutely ridiculous that any of this can happen, that anybody's actually marked, and life is life. Obviously, they know anything can happen in life, but not like this. Not like this. Nine of Wands. Yes, the people who decide to move forward with the love train, go with the collective movement of the love train. Those people have had their backs up against the wall already. They know what it's like to feel battle worn. They don't want that anymore. So they're going to become connected, in tune, go with the love flow. That's what they'd like to do. So the ones who are marked, there's really no way for us to tell. I don't think we see the mark ourselves. I don't even know if they see the mark. They're just, I'm thinking, guided toward this love train, or it just comes naturally. They just maybe come together naturally. So let's clean up here and see if we can get more information with question 2. Not sure where this reading is going to go. Never do. All right, almost there. And I know this is a slow cleanup, but since I don't shuffle tons, this allows for me to know that they're mixed enough that any repeat cards that come are meant to come out, not coming just because I really didn't shuffle well. Alrighty. Here we go. Question 2. What makes this mark visible now when it wasn't before? So we know that the people who have pretty much mastered their minds or mastered their peace, done all the shadow work and all that stuff, and came out with love. Those are the ones who are marked. We have no idea who they are. However, may be possible, according to this, what makes this mark visible now when it wasn't before. So maybe some people can see it. Let's see what the cards are showing. Karma. We're going to go with another card here because that's pretty broad, for sure. Other than feeling as though this was predestined, the mark and those being able to see the mark, for love of the game. When people eliminate the distraction, and as Kevin Costner in the movie For Love of the Game, when he's up on the pitcher's mound and he clear the mechanism, nothing can be heard. The crowd fades away, everything fades away, and he's in his own bubble of silence. And I feel like it's saying here that this is a karmic situation, but it's not going to come forth until you learn, or it's only going to come forth for people who know how to clear the mechanism. So maybe another form of meditation, a very powerful form of meditation. Legally Blonde. Yeah, it's definitely not for people who are superficial. It is for those who realize their worth and realize that they have a lot to offer in this world. Demolition Man. And there are going to be two separate kinds of people. There's going to be the kind of person that needs to protect, care for, push the love movement. And there's going to be another group that is dead set against that kind of get together. We'll put it that way. There's always two different sides of the coin. Victim, E.T., and Hidalgo. And going back to here again with the question, what makes this mark visible now when it wasn't before? It's time, okay? It is time. But it's only time for those people who, again, can clear the mechanism, who have done the work and can clear the mechanism, know that it's not something for superficiality, but something to be taken very seriously, because there's a lot to do in this world. And perhaps it's more of a fight between good and evil here, in a way. It's never going to be, the mark is never going to be visible to someone who views themselves as a victim. Not ever. Because that is not being who you are. And the way it looks, the unseen force may be alien in nature. The unseen force that marks these people. Whoever it is, and if that is the case, again, it is karmic, meant to be, in other words, where it's meant to be. And it is given to those people and seen by the people who have learned these things, meaning how to clear the mechanism, how to respect their worth. The ones who have maybe done the shadow work no longer look at themselves as a victim, and who are very patient, never allowing anything to beat them in any way. Patient, quiet, reflective, loving in their own quiet way, and unjudgmental. So let's see what more the cards, the tarot, has to say. So somewhere there are people who can see this mark on the people who are part of the love train, the collective movement. It's not saying whether the mark is actually tangibly, or, you know, like on the skin or anything as yet. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, this is part of the Knight of Pentacles is my life quest card or my soul purpose card. So yes, this is part of these people's purpose, chosen before they were born. So it is, boy, I can't talk today. It is karmic. Two of Cups. Yes, it is for people who have gotten to know themselves very well and to know and love who they are. They are dark and light, have come together. They know how to clear the mechanism. Two of Swords. Yes, these people have also made the decision not to be superficial any longer, but to realize their worth in the world. Sun. Their dark and light side have merged into a beautiful clarity. Two of Pentacles. Look at all the... Yeah, look at all these twos. There's been a lot of decisions made here with these people. The ones who have been able to make the decision and where it is karmic for them regardless, and have learned how to not be a victim. They balance things in such a way that they end up being an amazing example for other people. Seven of Wands. This is almost as though it has been given as a defense by ET for certain people. And the Seven of Cups. Wow, we have a lot of repeat things in here. 3 2s, 2 7s. Okay, so Seven of Cups. Again, the question is, what makes this mark visible now when it wasn't before? We've already gotten the answer. It is karmic. It is a part of what these people from question 1 chose before they were born. It is their life quest. Okay, so that it's karmic. They don't really have a choice. It is time. It is the time that the marks become visible. Those people, not only are they from many walks of life, as we saw with the Princess Bride, but they are also able to clear their mechanism. They've learned to love themselves for who they are. They've made the decision to not follow in the footsteps of all the people, well, most of the people who are very superficial and not really their authentic self. They've decided to show their worth to the world. They've worked with their shadow side and they've really gotten to know who they are. It is very clear. They're happy people. They're not victims. Not at all. They're not victims. And they've learned to balance life in such a way that they are a good inspiration to other people. And again, I think it's the unseen force may very well be alien in nature. And it is a way for these people to defend the energy, I guess it is. Defending the energy of what this mark means. That's my guess. And yes, they could have gone a lot of different ways with this Seven of Cups. They could have taken this love that they feel and gone many different places. But this is not who they are. These are people who stay the course no matter what, because they do understand that it is their purpose. Okay, so that's a little clearer. I was having a little struggle there. So let us get picked up here and see where this is going to go even further. So also, for those of you who are new to my channel, right now it's pretty quiet. My video is pretty quiet. In most of my videos, you can hear my Chihuahua snoring because he lays in the room with me. Today, he happens to be out in the chair in the living room. However, a lot of times you can even hear him snoring from there. So just in fair warning, most of my videos are going to have a bit of snoring in them. Some louder than others. And, you know, they might have the neighbors mowing their lawn. They might have, you never know what's going to be on the video. So just forewarned here, there is never a perfect time for recording. All right, so question 3. What exactly does this mark look like? Now this is what I wanted to know. What exactly does this mark look like? Okay, we have radio. And interestingly enough, radio, for me, this card always means frequency. It is a frequency. So the mark is a mark is a frequency, perhaps. Okay, we're going with that for a moment. Let's see what the next card is. This could even go so far as it's a music note. It's anything that has to do with sound. I am legend. So I'm going to say it's a frequency or a mark that is legendary somehow. Interesting. Jaws. I think I know where this is going. It's okay, so what exactly does this mark look like? I feel for some, the mark is going to be a frequency of some sort, or a musical mark of some sort. And it's going to be legendary. Something that, a mark that may come down through history from various legends. We're going to say that. It's a mark that is dances with wolves. It's a mark that has been believed, or we've been told, is a terrifying thing to have. Terrifying thing to have. But there is no truth in that. No truth at all. Like Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. There are exceptions to the rule. Or, well, that's not exactly right. He took the time to go and get to know the Native Americans and vice versa. He discovered that they were wonderful people. They discovered that he was a wonderful person. They were not able to say that about all from Kevin Costner's race, obviously, from the movie, but he found out for himself, excuse me, that what he was being told about the Native Americans was not at all the truth. This is not true. This mark is not dangerous, and it isn't going to hurt anyone. We have Independence Day, fried green tomatoes, and Now You See Me. And now we're back to alien here. That perhaps the mark has been given by alien beings to a select group of people with fried green tomatoes. To a select group of people, which maybe they have that specific frequency. Again, because the Princess Bride was here previously, and those were all the different people who would get the mark or were given the mark. These are the select people. And it says, Now You See Me. This is not, to me, telling me, it's saying, now you see the mark, now you see me. We need to go back and see what exactly does this mark look like, because that is what the question is. It always gives more than one story, but again, for some, it may be a radio or a musical mark of some sort. For some, whatever this mark is, it's legendary. It is a legendary mark. And again, we've been told it is something we don't want to have. It's scary. It's a scary mark. That's what we've been told, but that's not true with Dances with Wolves. It's not true. It's been given by aliens to these select groups of people, and sometimes it can be seen and sometimes it can't. These Now You See Me is about magicians. They're able to make things appear and disappear. Let's see if tarot will give us any more information, because this is really not describing the mark. And again, if this is a frequency, we wouldn't be able to see the frequency necessarily. But the frequency may be connected to something very legendary. The moon. Yeah, it is. The mark is something that I guess really cannot be seen, I think, with the naked eye. It's more of, maybe it's more of a third eye kind of thing. Hanged Man. Yeah, it's something that, it's a mark that has to be looked at from a whole different angle. Whole different angle. Maybe you have to actually be hanging upside down to see it, or be out in the moonlight. Page of Cups. Yeah, I think this was just a story to cause emotion or fear. Some kind of story to cause fear. And here we have the Sun, instead of giving clarity. But nothing that is said about this mark being a terrifying thing is true. None of it. Eight of Pentacles. It's been given by aliens, by alien beings, to those who have done life's work. They're masters, or near masters at least. They've mastered the work. They've mastered life. Ace of Cups. And they see the love potential that is out there. They see everything with love. This group of people. Eight of Wands. The ones who can see it have mastered the energy also. Have mastered the energy of life. And they can see it now and then. They can see the mark now and then. But again, it is like a frequency. It needs something special, like the moonlight, to see it clearly. It needs something to see it clearly. So they're not sharing here with us what exactly the mark looks like. And maybe it's because you have to make the choice of whether you think it's absurd or not. Remember the card that was here? So let us pick this up and see if we can get a little bit more from the questions here. So if you enjoy this kind of content, I would love it if you'd like and subscribe. Please like, because that really lets YouTube know that this is a good video for people to watch. And also maybe share with people who might enjoy this kind of content. Also, commenting would be awesome too. If you're seeing something different in the cards, I'd love to know. It's always different perspectives, and I respect that. All right. So, question 4. Is it possible for everyone to see this mark or only certain people? Okay, I guess we just have to be patient with the questions to see what comes up. So, is it possible for everyone to see this mark or only certain people? Again, well, we have Robin Hood. And I'm going to say the mark is visible or can be visible to those people who are no longer self-serving. That they do what they do for the good of other people. Independence Day again. An alien situation. I think it's saying here that the alien beings decide who has reached this point, who should be able to see the mark. And I'm assuming even have the mark. The birds. I think it's also those people who won't get terrified or all up in their heads about what the mark stands for. New direction. Yeah, because they know seeing this mark, especially if it's on themselves, seeing this mark means their life is now going to move in a completely new direction. What about Bob? Lucky? Wildwood weed. I think also those people who are, they've kind of gotten back to their inner child, so to speak. They also have a kind of, always seem to have a lucky streak. Very, very lucky and everything, you know, they always seem to be in the right place at the right time, and they might win the lottery, and they might be the ones to look down randomly and find 4-leaf clover after 4-leaf clover, okay? They're also very natural people. They believe in the natural healing. They use herbs. They use natural cures and things like that. That is what they do. They're very authentic people who no longer serve themselves, but are in service to others. So let's see where tarot takes this. We have the 5 of Cups. These people help those who are lost. Perhaps those who have lost a loved one, those who feel like they've lost themselves, those who are all mixed up in their mind, all mixed up in how they feel, all mixed up with, just all mixed up. 4 of Cups. Yes, the alien beings are very particular about who it is that gets to see the mark, and who gets the mark in general. And again, we've got Robin Hood here where the Princess Bride was. So yes, it's karmic, but these people have to reach the point where they are all of these things that we've seen in previous questions, where they have to be a certain kind of people, have to master, being able to clear the mechanism. The alien beings have to wait until these people have reached this point. Six of Swords. Yeah. If a person's mind is still full of fear, it's not going to be, they're not ready yet. They need to have very peaceful minds with the Six of Swords. Their minds must be peaceful and able to communicate in a very clear manner. Seven of Swords. These people with Mark really have no idea as yet what the new direction will be for them or why it's happening to them. They certainly don't realize that it's karmic, but they're willing to trust like a child does. Ace of Cups. Yeah, they know that there's the love potential, what they can do for others is unlimited, totally unlimited. World. Yeah, I don't think their luck ever ends. I don't think it'll ever be complete as long as they are who they are. King of Wands. Their energy is very powerful. And it's because of what they've chosen to embrace. The natural way of living, being authentic. They have magnetic power for sure. All right, so certain people have been karmically chosen by alien beings to have this mark, and these same people are capable of seeing the mark on other people but they have to meet a specific criteria for that the alien beings have been charged with making sure of, perhaps. I'm not sure if the alien beings are the ones who came up with this plan, whatever. Yeah, I don't know, but someone did. And the aliens are the ones who are charged with placing the mark once the person has reached a certain point. All right, so question 5. Can people see the mark on themselves? And there we go. I assumed, but that doesn't mean. I did say they could see the mark on other people and maybe themselves. So let's see if they can. Can they see the mark on themselves? The net. I'm going to say no. That they cannot see the mark on themselves, at least not at the start. So let's see where it goes. Groundhog Day. This might be because if they could see the mark on themselves, they would probably look every single day to make sure that it's still there. And this is not the act of a selfless person. So perhaps they are never able to see the mark on themselves. Only other people can see it. Good news. So yeah, I feel like it's better for them not to be able to see it. Good things will continue to happen without them. You know, they may know they're marked, but if they can't see it, they can't keep checking. Okay, Independence Day. Yep, that's a decision made by these alien beings. Keeps coming up, doesn't it? National Treasure. A Horse with No Name. And Red Dawn. So these people are very special to the earth, very special to these alien beings. They've been hidden for a long time, long time. But now it's time to make space for them, to start bringing them forward. Maybe not by name, but they are marked. This is a horse with no name. So they're not naming these people. They are just specifically marked for the job that they are karmically meant to do, that they chose for their life quest. And it probably does mean that there's going to be some kind of battle. So with tarot, Six of Wands. Yes, they are recognized. And eventually they will recognize themselves as well. Four of Pentacles. They would want to, again, keep checking and making sure that that mark hadn't moved and that it was still on their body. So they would be holding on too tightly to this mark, which is not a trait that these alien beings wanted them to have. Yeah, and here it's more of a harmonious energy. They want them to keep that harmonious energy that they have and not keep checking and looking to see if this mark has disappeared or not disappeared. Eight of Swords. This keeps them from blocking their minds. That's the good news. That's why. It keeps them from blocking their minds. If they could see it, they would be so much worried about it disappearing if they did something wrong or didn't do something right, that it would probably block their mind. But the good news is, if they can't see it and don't know it's there, that can't happen. Hierophant. Yes, these are the teachers. The alien beings. They are the ones who make the rules and the regulations as to how this works. We have Two of Cups. These people are a national treasure. They are one with themselves. They no longer fight with their dark and light side. They are one with themselves, and they're perfectly happy with that. Knight of Swords. Yes, space is being made for the new through active communication. I'm assuming this means that These people they know about the mark. They don't know where it is, what it looks like, or anything on them, but I assume that they've been in contact with these alien beings, and they're being told it's time. It's time to start moving. Three of Cups. Yes, the love has to grow. And it's up to these people to make it happen. And this card could be, we may be getting into something, but it could also be these individuals were chosen at a very young age, maybe even chosen before they were out of the womb. But they were chosen to make love grow. So no, these people cannot see the mark on themselves. All right, so we are moving on here to question 6. There are 9 questions in this Twilight Zone inspired episode 19. Three more than I usually do. 3 more questions, I mean. All right. But it's going fast enough. The time is. It's been a little confusing. I mean, the questions are kind of, in a way, running over each other. And since there has to be secrecy here for some reason, according to the alien beings, there's a lot we still don't know. So what strange event may follow this mark? It won't let me. There we go. What strange event may follow this mark? Hidalgo. A race. Some kind of a race. Hidalgo is about a horse race. So some kind of a race. Oops. Minority Report. It is a race to save the people. Yeah, it's a race to save humanity. Africa. It is a race to save humanity and bring us the greater truth. Bring us back to our spiritual selves. Finding our destiny. Yep, because it is the age of Aquarius. It is time for everyone to wake up. Or at least those who are meant to. Black and white. Radio. And Ghostbusters. Yeah, it is the time for humanity to become as one, without all the petty differences. It is time for humanity to raise their frequency, and get fear with Ghostbusters. Get fear out of the equation completely. Get fear out of the equation. And the event is a race between, well, I'm going to say good and evil. It's a race between good and evil. Let's see what the tarot has. We have the Ace of Swords. Yep, this is a race for the truth and all that it has to offer. Nine of Swords. It is a race to save humanity, get them out of the nightmare state that they're in. King of Swords. Yes, this is to bring them to the ultimate truth so that they, and it says greater truth here, and King of Swords is the ultimate truth. Seven of Wands. It is time to defend what we are actually meant to be. Six of Cups. To remember what it's like to appreciate everyone. What it's like to make a change and have it be a very positive one, where illusion just and facade just fade away. It's time for love, harmony in the world. Death or transformation. It is time for the world to transform with this special frequency. Lovers, and it is a choice. Do people want to remain afraid? Or do they want a beautiful world? Do they want to win the race? All right, so let us pick up and move on to question 7. And what strange event may follow? And again, we're on a race because, you know, there's still those who are not with Demolition Man in I believe the first question. You know, there's 2 different groups of people. And that card also stood for the light and the shadow side of the people who are marked, that they've come together. But there's also the good and the evil in humanity. And, you know, that has to all come together. It is time with the age of Aquarius here. Time to wake up. Okay, so let's see. Question 7. What hidden force is behind the marking? All right, so we know aliens have come up in a good number of these questions here. Alien beings. So let's let the cards talk and tell us more if they have more. What hidden force is behind the marking? Okay, we have cat people. And I'm going to pull another card here so I understand what this cat people card is about. I'm going to say it's those who come in the night. Airport. those who come in the night and take certain humans on a flight. Not necessarily on an airplane, but that gives us the idea. Certain people who come at night and take the humans going my way. They take the humans, put the humans on a ship and take them to their planet, I'm going to say. Going my way. Mask. They don't let them see where they're going. Barrier. Fifth dimension. Ain't no mountain high enough. Yeah, they don't let them see where they're going. They kind of put up they might be wearing a mask, but they also put up a barrier to certain things so that a person can't tell where they are. But I think they're taking them to the fifth dimension for training, perhaps. Putting them through some pretty amazing challenges and obstacles. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so I'm going to say that these are probably aliens that came across as cat people, because cat people in this movie, they move around at night. And so anyway, these aliens take certain people to their home base. They make sure that they are masked. Maybe the alien beings are masked. And they keep a barrier up because no one's supposed to know how to get to the fifth dimension. Maybe there's a specific portal or something. Not supposed to know. All right, so then we have Ace of Pentacles with Tarot. They have an unlimited supply of people. They do. That they can test or look at or examine. There's many people who have this mark. We have the Ace of Cups. So yes, they take these people to look at their life, what they've done with their life thus far, to look at how they love and how they put forth that love. In what ways do they do that? Seven of Wands. They take them to their home planet. And sometimes these people will fight back, not knowing why they're being taken. Queen of Cups. They're treated with kindness and with love from these particular alien beings. They're treated with kindness and love. But the mask is important, at least to keep this barrier in place. They can't see everything. It wouldn't be wise for that to happen. Empress. Yeah, they've created a barrier so that not everything is given away. They can't know how to find the fifth dimension too early. Page of Wands. Yeah, it's if the energy is too new, they cannot be given the frequency for the fifth dimension. Hanged Man with Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Yes, they're taken through a lot of obstacles and challenges so that these aliens know exactly what perspective they're seeing things in. I don't know if they can remove the mark, if things are not going according to plan. Again, these people chose this life path, but because of free will, we don't know for sure if, they're not going to make it, or they choose to take a detour from their life path. We don't remember it. We go through the veil of forgetfulness when we're born, most of us, so we don't remember. But certain things lead us on the life path. And this is one of those things. If they chose a different path altogether, it just makes me wonder if the mark can be removed and maybe given to somebody else. All right, so let us get these picked up and go on to question 8. So yes, cat people it was another alien kind of card. Just didn't say E.T. or Independence Day. All right, so question 8. Can the path ahead still be changed, or is it sealed? Can the path ahead still be changed, or is it sealed? And I'm going to say this is the question for these individual people, like what I just asked. Can it be, can the mark be taken away? So we have wildwood weed. Going to pull another one before I say anything. We've had this card before. It was for those people who, one of the ways that we know them is that they are very much into natural healing. And also being in service to others in need with Robin Hood. Ball of fire. I can't pick it up. I'm going to pull the other one. To get the 4-part going here. Volcano. And we have 2 references to fire here. Okay, so can the path ahead still be changed, or is it sealed? I'm going to say that these people, they made the choice before birth. They felt called to it. Their lives have been, or maybe not at the start, but their lives have become all about the earth, caring for the earth, doing things naturally, taking good care of themselves, and also it is about service to other people. And we have fire here. We have fire, the ball of fire here. We have volcano, which is nothing but fire. So this is forged. It's been forged in fire. This is how it has to be. So I'm going to say no, it is a sealed situation. Justice. Yes. Night of the Living Dead. These are the people who are going to bring justice to the world. They're going to make the world the way that the world was meant to be. Obviously, they won't be doing it alone, but they're going to bring justice in. And, yes, yes, it is sealed. It is definitely sealed. This is what they have to fight, I suppose. Those who are very resistant to the change, who want everything to be, who want everyone to be exactly the same and no one to cause a stir. So let's see where tarot takes us here. And I think this is also to wake people up. Night of the Living Dead. These people are brought in to wake people up. Seven of Pentacles. Yes, these people have planted the seed. They are patiently growing and waiting for things to grow. Nine of Swords. They help those who can't seem to help themselves, who are worried, who are fretting, who are living in a nightmare. They are helping those people. Seven of Cups. There's a lot of causes out there. A lot of causes to put their love into. King of Wands. King of Wands is the volcano. That is the powerful energy that is hotter than hell. It is forged in fire. He is forged in fire. It's what is going to make this world and all who is in it unstoppable. Nine of Cups with Justice. Yes, this is what these people with the mark have been brought in for, to create justice. And that is the hope. That is the dynamic energy of all of this is love. Love is what's going to bring justice. Three of Swords. Yes, it is growth of the mind. Growth of the mind. Seven of Wands. And yes, it's going to take some defending. It is. But it's sealed. It has to be done. It needs to be done. It is the age of Aquarius. They've showed us that card a good number of times. It has to be done. These people's fates are sealed. They chose it. And it's not like there's only one or two. There's many, many. We have a huge Earth population. There are many. So let's get this picked up here, and we're moving on then to question, almost lost it, to question 9, the last question of this reading. All right. All right, so the last question here. What is left behind when fate has taken its course? So I think this almost is asking, are the people, the love train, the chosen people, the marked people, are they going to win against those who wish them not to? What is left behind when fate has taken its course? Stargate. Coming together of worlds. The ability to travel to other places, other planets. Deja vu. And this could also mean what is left behind when fate has taken its course. It is possible that Earth is destroyed, perhaps. Only there is another Earth very similar to the Earth we know. That we can travel to. That's the good news. All right. I like it when they do encouraging cards like that. Here's the good news. There's another Earth. Just like you remember. Minority Report, again. One that is not like the Earth we are currently on. It will have changing of the seasons. There's Westworld and taking care of business. Yeah, it'll be very much like the Earth that we currently know. Possibly with more AI than what we have currently. I think it's going to be a world more accepting of psychic abilities. As you can, Minority Report is about 3 psychics who give information about people. And we also have this taking care of business card with the woman with a crystal ball. It's going to be an Earth where we are dedicated to it. We know how, or we'll be able to work and we'll be able to play. It's just not all work, where we take time to recognize our worth. And maybe that's where the AI comes in, because for anybody that's been, trying to make a life for themselves, be able to do specific things to improve their way of living. It is very difficult to go, work a long, long day and go home and do, make dinner and do dishes and give the kids a bath and etc. Okay. So I think we have assistance for like making dinner and for doing dishes and cleaning the house and things like that, so that we can focus on our psychic abilities. We can focus on many different things that we should have learned here on Earth. But yeah, this is a place that's very similar to Earth, but isn't actually Earth. So Earth may have been destroyed in the battle. Or maybe Earth is still out there, but those who have done the work have been moved to this new Earth. So Tarot says Magician. Yes, this is something that apparently is being manifested as we speak. Temperance. Yes, this, even though we remember certain things about this Earth, this is going to be a much more balanced place to be. It's not going to be exactly like Earth. Ten of Wands. The energy will be very powerful on this new earth. We're going to, all of us that go, feel very complete. Knight of Pentacles, yes, it is part of our life path too. To become more psychic, to understand all the gifts that we do have. And I think before, obviously we have to have specific capabilities. Even if we're not marked, if we're just following the love train, we have to have specific capabilities. And again, with the Knight of Pentacles, this is a life quest card. It is something that we chose. And unfortunately, we're in the minority. Page of Wands. It's going to be a very new energy, but we will still have the turn of the seasons, which is awesome on Earth. We have the Chariot. Yeah, the AI here, they're going to help us move forward in a very powerful way. Four of Cups. We get to choose what it is that we love to do on a daily basis. It's not going to be where we work 9 to 5 or 9 to midnight just to make ends meet. It will not be that way. We will have time to love. We will have time to work with our intuition. We will have time for things that we never had time for before. So with the first question, if you remember, we had a choice we could make. I believe it was it was either the first or second question. We had a choice that we could make to follow those on the love train or not to. This is where it leads if we do follow. If we don't, well, I said at first I thought that the earth was destroyed. I don't think it is. But I don't think it's going to be a very good place to be. So that is it for this episode 19 of Twilight Zone Inspired Series. I'll give you a teaser here for episode 20. Next week, we journey into the eerie silence of stillness itself. Could parts of our world already be frozen in time, curated, preserved, and waiting to be found? Don't miss Frozen in Time. All right, and also on the screen, you see the show schedule. So if you're enjoying Twilight Zone, perhaps you would enjoy the other two shows as well. We are almost at the tail end of what you see on the screen. Twilight Zone will stay, but the other two shows will switch to two different shows. So might be something that you will enjoy seeing that you haven't seen before. There will be one more episode of each that you see on the screen. Okay, with all that said, it's time for me to go. I thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you've made it to the end to find out what actually happens to the marked people and the earth. So we've got an exciting episode next week. I do hope to see you, but until then, have a great week. Take care.